Alright, here we go. We're going to work on some brute memorization of different species and their phylum and classes. Yeah, not good with memorization, but that's the name of the game. So let's go ahead and play. I'm going to try here. I have the answers, but I'm going to try not to look at it. So I might give the incorrect answer at first, but I'll double check it before I write it down. Okay, so sponge. The sponge is the class or the phylum Porifera. Porifera. And the class is Demosponge. Demosponge. Cool. Coral. That is a Cnidarian. And the class is a Anthozoa. The four classes end in zoa for Cnidarians. The Anthozoa are all the plant-like sort of species in that phylum. Jellyfish. That is also a Cnidarian. And the class for that, Psychozoa, the way I remember it, looks it's like psycho, but with the letters rearranged. So look how to spell it here. SCYPHO. Zoa. Again, there's the zoa. Zoa. All Cnidarians classes end in zoa. Roundworm. That's a nematode. Remember that in a silly way because Finding Nemo. And they looked around for Nemo. Really weird, but how we do it. An example of this would be Turbellaria. Let's see. No, that's wrong. Andophora is the class. I apologize. Andophora. Turbellaria is the class for a flatworm. Chitin. This is an interesting creature here. Looks just like a sort of like a skeleton or a bone. Also interesting to note that mushrooms are made of, fungus are made out of a lot of chitin. But yeah. So this one, phylum, trying to remember. I know the class is Polyplaca. Just remember that because it's a kind of fun word to say. Polyplaca. And the phylum, I believe, is it's either a mollusca or a arthropoda, sorry. Let's look here. It's a mollusca. Cool. So our first guess would have been correct. Mollusca. Snail. This one's an easy one for me for some reason. It's a mollusca. You wouldn't really think it'd be in the mollusca phylum, but it is. And then the class is easy for me to remember also, I guess because it's sort of a weird word also, because it's gastropod. Gastropod. Yeah, I wish I spoke Latin and could translate these for you, but I don't. Latin/Greek, so hopefully I'll learn that stuff someday. Hydra. This one's easy, I remember. It's Hydrazoa is the class. Because Hydrazoa. Simple enough. There's our zoa. So we know it's a Cnidarian. That is actually the Hydra is actually a sort of a freshwater jellyfish. It's the only one. It's pretty cool. Flatworm, we went over this one earlier. Flatworm I remember this phylum by Flat and then Platyhelminthes. Better look to see I spell it right here. Platyhelminthes. Flat and Plat. And then the for this one, an example here might be a planaria. It's a pretty popular example of a flatworm, and that would be a turbolaria for the class. Might spell this one wrong, laria. I think it's like that. Okay, the comb jelly. This one's an interesting creature. It's a jelly, so you would think it would be in the Cnidarian, but it's actually its own phylum. It's in a phylum called Ctenophora. And I remember this one by, if you look at a picture of a comb jelly, it almost looks like it maybe has like around 10 tentacles. Or 10 arms, whichever you'd prefer to refer to them. So that's kind of how I remember it. Not very helpful, but it helps me. And then the class here is also, it has to do with 10. Tentaculata. All right, there you have it. Some brute memorization of classes and phylums for biology. Woohoo!